Hello and welcome back to Quiet Strength with Kukua, a place where timeless wisdom quietly strengthens everyday life. Today, we explore a voice that feels surprisingly modern, even though it was written nearly 2,000 years ago. Listen closely. From the writings of Paul, the apostle, in his letter to the Corinthians, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 31, and I read, "Those who use the things of the world as if not engrossed in them, for this world in its present form is passing away." Now, at first glance, that might sound a little mysterious. What does it mean to use the things of the world but not become absorbed by them? Today, I want to tell you a story about a merchant, a traveler, and a suitcase that was far too heavy. Because sometimes the deepest spiritual lessons arrive through the most ordinary situations. In a bustling city lived a merchant named Jonah. Jonah was known for two things. First, he was very successful. Second, he owned far too many things. His house was filled with expensive carpets, real spices, shiny tools, polished furniture, golden lamps, and boxes labeled "important things I might need one day." Now, if you've ever kept a box labeled "important things I might need one day," you already know what happens. You never open it again. But Jonah loved collecting things. In fact, he believed a simple rule about life. The more things you own, the better life becomes. And for a while, that seemed true. Until one day, Jonah decided to travel. Jonah began packing his suitcase, then another suitcase, then another. Soon he had 6 bags. Inside were clothes, tools, dishes, coins, extra shoes, and 3 pillows, just in a case. When his neighbor saw the pile of luggage, she asked, "Jonah, how long is your trip?" Jonah replied confidently, "3 days." The neighbor stared at the mountains of bags and said, "Are you planning to open a shop along the way?" Jonah began walking along the dusty road outside the city. At first, he felt confident. But after a few miles, the bags felt heavier and heavier and heavier. Soon Jonah was sweating. His shoulders ached. His back hurt. His feet slowed down. Finally, he collapsed under a tree beside the road. That was when a traveler approached him. The traveler looked at Jonah's pile of luggage and raised an eyebrow. "That's quite a collection." Jonah sighed. "I thought these things would make the journey easier." The traveler chuckled softly. Sometimes the things we carry are the very things slowing us down. Jonah looked confused. "But I might need them." The traveler smiled. My friend, when you are on a journey, you only carry what helps you move forward. That traveler understood something important. Life itself is a journey, and many people walk through it carrying too much, too many worries, too many possessions, too many expectations, too many things that feel important, but actually weigh us down. That is what Paul, the apostle, was talking about when he wrote 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 31. Use the things of the world, but don't become engrossed in them. In other words, don't let temporary things control your life. Jonah sat beside the road thinking deeply. Then he said something honest. I packed 3 pillows. The traveler laughed. Planning to host a sleepover? Jonah chuckled too. Sometimes wisdom arrives through humor. Because when we step back and look at our lives, we realize we are carrying things we don't actually need. Paul reminded believers of something important. This world in its present form is passing away. That doesn't mean life isn't valuable. It means life is temporary. Like a traveler passing through a beautiful city, we enjoy the city, but you don't build your entire identity around a hotel room. As Jonah continued walking, he started leaving things behind. First one bag, then another. Soon he realized something surprising. The lighter his luggage became, the faster he moved, the freer he felt, and the more he enjoyed the journey. Sometimes letting go is the beginning of freedom. Today, our luggage may look different. Instead of bags, we carry stress, social comparison, material pressure, the feeling that we must own more, achieve more, prove more. But Paul's wisdom still applies. Use the world. Don't let the world use you. Imagine living with his mindset. Enjoy what you have. Work hard. Appreciate blessings, but never become trapped by them. Because the moment something controls your peace, it has become too heavy to carry. By the time Jonah reached the next town, he carried only one small bag. Inside were the essentials and something else, peace. Because for the first time in years, he felt light, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Here are a few lessons from today's story. Lesson 1. Life is a journey. Carry only what helps you move forward. 2. Possessions are tools, not masters. Use them, don't become controlled by them. 3. Freedom comes from simplicity. Sometimes less truly is more. And 4. Remember what's last. Faith, love, wisdom, and kindness carry eternal value. Paul's message in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 31 reminds us to live wisely in a temporary world. Enjoy the journey. Use the blessings around you, but keep your heart anchored in what truly lasts. Because when we stop carrying unnecessary burdens, life becomes lighter and the path ahead becomes clearer. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with Quiet Strength with Kukua. If this story encouraged you, share it with someone who may be carrying too much on their journey. And remember, the strongest people in the world are often the ones who travel light. Until next time, stay peaceful, stay hopeful, and keep walking in quiet strength. Bye.